Hey everybody, welcome back to True North VR. Today we are checking out an accessory for your MetaQuest 3 and 3S headsets. This is the Q3 Pro battery head strap made by KKCOBVR. It retails for $50 American on their website. You can also find it on Amazon for about that same price. I'll link those in the description below. In this one, we are going to unbox it. I will show you how to assemble it. I will do a try-on, talk about the specs, and of course, give you my review in the end. If you haven't checked out my other VR accessory reviews, I encourage you to do so. Also check out head-to-head comparisons with this one versus the Bobo VR S3 Pro and Kiwi Design H4 Boost and some other ones as well. I'll link all those in the description. Let's jump into this one. Okay, here we go. Let's unbox this one. Alright, so as you can see here, we got our user manual. We have one of the top pads here, which we will get into in just a moment. We got our battery, a little charging cable for it. We have the back padding, plus the cable that comes from where the battery will be. And we got the largest piece of the head strap itself. So let's install this onto our Quest 3. If you haven't ever removed the stock facial interface and the stock head strap, I wanted to show you how to do that briefly. For your facial interface, you're going to want to put pressure on the top, on the sides, and the bottom on the sides. Both of them there. Squeeze a little bit and pull back. Squeeze a little bit and pull back, and it should pop off there for you. And then undo your Velcro on this top part here. And then you're going to see underneath here we have little tabs. Put a little bit of pressure on each of those. And there we go. It's off and we are good. Okay, so according to our instructions, the first steps we need to do are remove the original strap, and then we need to install our back pad onto this. So if you open this up, you're going to see that we have an R. And if I can get the lighting right here, we do have an L. There we go, over on this side. And that's going to match up with this part here. Now, the battery part's going to go on the top. So this is going to be the R, this is going to be the L. They just go right in there. Make sure that cord's on the outside first. Here it clip in. Okay. Yep, we are in. Okay, once you have the back pad on there, now our next step is to deal with our straps. So yours might be together, they might not be. Mine were together. You're gonna have to pull those apart. We have our black strap that has the foam on it, and we have this smaller white strap. It tells us in our first step here to attach our white strap. That's gonna be going into this part right here. And you're going to want to make sure that this Velcro-y part is going through. So once it's through, then it's going to be on the bottom to attach to another strap. So I'm going to push this up through. Now I'm going to pull this quite a ways up, and then the bottom part here is going to attach right there. So now we've got a little loop. And in a moment, this is going to attach to our black strap. If we look at the instructions, we're now going to actually attach this piece onto the headset. At this point, now that we have that strap on, you could reattach your facial interface if you would like. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So to attach this piece and this piece onto your sidearms, what I like to do is line up the back of this with the back of the arm, and then just slowly put pressure moving forward from there. Let me just get this cord out of the way here so I'm not getting pulled at all. So I'm going to line up the back, put pressure moving forward, and you could hear it click right in there. Now we can go and do the other side, line up the backs. There we go, that clicked right in quite easily there. Now we can attach this strap. So we're gonna have a short side, we're gonna have a long side. Short side is gonna go underneath here, and you're gonna wanna make sure that the leather part, padding part, is facing down, so it'll be on your head. I don't know exactly where this is gonna need to be. I'm just gonna put it there. Now this part, you can see there's a little slit right here. You're gonna have to peel back that padding a little bit on the underside. Feed that through. Find your desired spot. You probably won't know right away until you put it on, so just pick a spot. And then this piece is actually going to attach onto the top there. On the back, you can see that's where our battery is going to attach to. And then on the side, if this cord isn't through this piece, you can feed it through. If it doesn't feed through, this piece does clip off. There we go. So you can take this piece off to put it over top and then clip it back on. And this can simply plug in right there. Okay, so that's our installation. Now I'm gonna go and try it out, and then of course we'll always come back and give you a try on, some specs, and a review. And we're gonna go ahead and talk about the weight right now. All right, so I have my own scale at home, so I decided to weigh it. We were sitting at 464 grams, which is actually a pretty good weight for a Halo head strap with the battery on the back there as well. That's 100 grams less than the Bobo VR S3 Pro, and it's about the same weight as the Kiwi Design H4 Boost. So that's something to take into consideration. I find that a good weight. Anything more than that kind of gets a little bit heavy in my opinion, but this is definitely a doable weight. All right, so I've had a chance to use it now. I want to do a little try on, talk about some specs, and give you my review of it. So to put it on is pretty easy. Use this knob on the back here, twist it counterclockwise to loosen it. You can tilt this up, put it down to where it feels right, and then you can easily go in and adjust these top straps as you need to there as well. Okay. And to take it off, you can easily twist it counterclockwise, tilt it up, and you are good to go. So in terms of adjustability, obviously we have our knob here to adjust how tight it is in the back of your head. Our back pad has a little bit of flexibility to kind of mold to the back of your head. It is very soft padding. We'll talk about that in a minute. Our first pivot point is right here. So that's going to adjust to how low or high you want it on the back of your head, which is nice. Our next pivot point is right up here, as you can see. And you could hear that click down. This one's a bit more stiffer, but that's going to adjust how high or low your forehead pad is there, and depending on how tight you have those straps will also make it tight. And then we do have these front pieces right here, and you can twist these, and I'll show you with it on actually. It's a little easier to get the idea of what's happening. I want you to be able to see what's going on. So you can adjust this out or in, which is really handy. So the whole interface is going in and out with those dials there, which is actually really cool. Then we have our short strap here, which attaches to our longer one and attaches to the front of the headset. That's going to help if you, especially when you have this extended out all the way, this is just going to help hold it up so the weight doesn't make it tilt down and things get blurry when it's not in line with your eyes, right? And then we have our top strap here that can help balance the weight between the front and the back. So a lot of adjustability here. The part that I'm most impressed with the adjustability is the knob here on both sides. I haven't seen that yet. I've seen similar things where they can slide a little bit, but not with that easily adjustable knob. Really great feature. Really like that there. In terms of padding, we have a nice thick back pad here that is leather material. It is removable, so you can remove it to clean it or just clean it, just wipe it down as well. We have our top strap, which is that nice thick foam and then leather on top. It's also removable, so you can clean it or just take it off but still have the strap on top. And then we have our front pads, leather as well, going all the way around. Very solid, nice and soft and cushiony. And that is also removable on there as well. Now, in terms of fit, kind of talked about it slightly already. The back pad cushions nicely. It's an average size for a head strap. One thing that they do say is with these knobs, you can, by putting it out further, it gives you more of that halo strap feel, but by pulling it tighter to your face, it almost gives you more of that elite strap type feel, with still taking some of that pressure off with this top strap. So that's really good for like exercise or workout games, high intensity games where there's a lot of movement and you don't want your headset banging around. You can tighten it slightly to your face to keep it better in place. The top straps are nice. I really like those for adjustability. Now, the thing that isn't really working too well for me is right in here. I find that it kind of digs into my head. My head might be a little bit too big, which is unfortunate, but that happens with some of these head straps. Over time, it might stretch out a little bit, but what I've actually ended up doing with this one is, because these are removable, I just tilt it up on the ends over here. And then when I put this on, they're no longer touching my head on the sides right here where it comes closest. And so it takes away that pressure that's on the back of my head. And so if you do have a bigger head, just note that it might be a bit narrow. Okay, for mine, I find it to be narrow. Definitely something to consider because you want this to be as comfortable as possible when you're purchasing. So price point, we're looking at $70 Canadian or $50 American. And if you're comparing that price to other head straps that are somewhat similar, it's actually going to end up being about half the price, or even more than, or like less than half the price of some of those other ones. If you look at the KKCOBVR S3 Pro, it's 140 Canadian on Amazon, 70 Canadian, right? And it's 90 American, 50 American, so it's pretty well half the price there. The H4 Boost by Kiwi Design is also in that price range, on sale for $100 American, where this is $50 American, so it is literally half the price there as well. So take that into consideration. If we talk about battery life and just battery in general, 10,000 mAh, so it's going to give you about 3 to 4 hours of extra playtime. It is hot swappable, which is really nice. You can get multiple and then pretty much have endless playtime when you want to. And you can just have this plugged in here, have it sitting on here, have it plugged into your headset so you can charge both at the same time as well. So those are all things to consider. And to be honest, I do like the ability of being able to kind of go between the Elite and Halo style straps. I do like them both for different reasons, those types of straps. If it wasn't so tight on my head, then it would be a really great recommendation. But if you have a bigger head, I would just beware of it. If you have a smaller average head, then I feel like you'll be just fine with it there. If you have any questions about it, make sure to post in the comments or send me a message. I'm more than happy to answer any of those for you. I'll do my best. Check out my other VR accessory reviews. Check out this one compared to some of those other major Halo straps and head straps that are on the market right now. I've got individual comparison videos, head-to-head battles. You can check those ones out too on my channel. I'll link those in the description. We'll see you next time here on True North VR.